According to the Washington Post, it's a first try at politics for Republican nominee Charles Hoernig. And he's a little green too. But you have seen Charles Hoernig with political powerhouses like former presidential candidate Carly Fiorina, and he applauds her efforts to make us a global energy leader again. He called her ideas brilliant. But wait, is this the same Charles Hoernig who the London Telegraph described as less conservative when it comes to values related to the environment, role of government, the social safety net, and the marketplace, and who criticized Donald Trump for not being pro-environment? No, it must be that other guy who Charlie Keller and Robert Kenyon says is a liberal, right? Who knows? Or maybe it might be a good example of rhinoplasty. But wait, is this the same Charles Hoernig who told a group of environmental studies graduate students at Boston University that he wanted to be elected to Congress to lead the fight for legislation on global climate change? No, it must be that other guy who Charlie Keller and Robert Kenyon says is a liberal, right? Who knows? Or maybe it might be a good example of rhinoplasty. But wait, is this the same Charles Hoernig who defined himself as a moderate Republican who thinks government must take action on climate change to the Washington Post? No, it must be that other guy who Charlie Keller and Robert Kenyon says is a liberal, right? Who knows? Or maybe it might be a good example of rhinoplasty. But wait, is this the same Charles Hoernig who told an audience on Reddit, Ask Me Anything, that he wants to lead the committee in Congress that works on climate change and that reviews legislation for a cap and trade approach? No, it must be that other guy who Charlie Keller and Robert Kenyon says is a liberal, right? Who knows? Or maybe it might be a good example of rhinoplasty. Just the facts. Charles Hoernig has worked at the crossroads of economic development and environment for his entire career. He claims that he has a Tea Party license plate on his automobile, but maybe that is green tea. Just the facts. Charles Hoernig confessed that his dream came true when President Obama issued an executive order to promote the responsibility of the United States to provide foreign aid to underdeveloped countries to address their environmental concerns because we can afford it. Just the facts. Charles Hoernig opposes the XL pipeline, not just because it might impact national parks, but because he opposes all fossil fuels. Just the facts. Charles Hoernig believes that this is the conservatism of Teddy Roosevelt. But it gets worse, much worse. Charles Hoernig believes that conservatives just like you in Northern Virginia agree with his views. And maybe Hoernig is right about one thing, because according to WTOP, Republican delegates elected an environmentalist by a landslide of almost 80%. Politicians will say anything. Let's make Americans great again. I am Mike Webb, and I am running for U.S. Congress. Honest.